I'd like to open this meeting of the Sheffield Selectboard. Thank CTSB for their great job they always do. Welcome our newest Selectboard member, Patrick Silk.
Thank you.
Thank you for applying and running for the position.
It's an exciting moment.
It is. First thing on the agenda is board reorganization. I'll make a motion that we nominate Lee Butala as chairman.
I second.
Any discussion? Seeing none.
I don't have any discussion. Do you?
I'll take a vote. All those in favor? Aye. We need to elect a clerk. Do I have a motion?
I nominate Bob, but I almost forgot your name. Kilmer. Are you sure you don't want to do that other vote again?
I'm fine with it, thanks. Do we have a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we are reorganized. Here, we'll pass this
It
down.
moves over today. I didn't know when it really began. Our second activity tonight is the approval of meeting minutes, and I think that will happen between you and I because you probably wouldn't have been here for these meetings.
Correct. I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from April 16th, April 22nd, April 23rd with Finance Committee, and April 28th.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any abstentions? Yeah, you would abstain. Our third item of business is the moderator's appointment to the Finance Committee and Board ratification.
Mr. Chairman, congratulations.
Thank you.
And welcome, Patrick. You're going to have fun up there, I promise. I'm here tonight. I'm Julie Hannum. I'm your town moderator, 765 Home Road, and I'm here this evening to offer appointment to the Finance Committee. Both David Macy, the committee chair, he's not the chair, the veteran, shall we say, the longest serving on that at this point, and our newcomer, Will Conklin, are both up. Their terms were up this May. And I have spoken to both of them, and I have appointed both of them for another 3-year term, so I'm here tonight to seek the board ratification for the appointment of David Macy and William Conklin.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Dave Macy and Will Conklin to the Finance Committee.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Our fourth item of business is a alcohol permit for Dewey Hall. I believe we have some paperwork on this. Does anyone have any questions about an alcohol license for 6/7/25 for a adult 70th birthday party? I'm not going to comment at all.
Do we have all the paperwork?
We do.
Excellent. I'll make a motion that we approve a one-day alcohol permit for Dewey Hall. And the date to be is June 7th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Our next item of business is discussion regarding a curb cut on Cooper Hill Road. I believe we have the paperwork here for that as well.
Yeah, go back one more.
Number 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Discussion, possible action regarding tax billing quarterly or semi-annual. This is with Monique, and do you want to talk a little bit about this? Or?
So currently, we send the tax bills out 4 times a year. So there was some discussion of only sending them out twice. And each billing would have 2 quarters. It wouldn't change the payment. You would still pay on the same quarterly dates that currently do now. But the thought was to maybe save a little bit in postage.
Any discussion?
So we would still be allowed to pay quarterly or
Yes.
biannually?
Quarterly.
Or
So when you
biannually if
receive-
we
If you want,
chose to.
anybody can do that at any time. But when you receive your tax bill, instead of just 1 quarter that says it's due May 1st, you would receive 2. So you wouldn't get another one for your August payment.
Okay. I like the money savings. I'm not sure that we won't have people forget the second quarter because, you know, if I don't think about my quarterly taxes, they just come in the mail, I write the check, they go out. And I would probably do biannually because I would be afraid it would go in the pile and
I have the
dropped.
same concern, but I'm not sure what the follow-up would be in terms of reminding people, which,
We could announce.
no, but I mean, like, after the fact when they hadn't paid,
Oh, right.
right? Maybe we even have more postage because there's more back and forth.
The other concern that I addressed with Monique is you might save it in postage, but I think in time-wise and staff of having to print a bill when someone comes in and says, you know, I don't have my bill or I lost it, because it's been so long, they're gonna now have to reprint and take the time to do that with the residents, so.
And it's a pretty nominal financial savings, right?
$4,500.
$4,500. It's about half. It's a little more than half.
Oh, throughout the whole year.
For the year.
whole year.
Should go to the microphone.
Yes, can you go to the microphone, please?
I'm sorry.
Barb Reeves, 571 Berkshire School Road. Could the reminders be sent out by email?
They probably could if we had a program that housed all of the emails for people who pay the taxes, and we do not. We're not that progressive.
Okay.
Maybe somewhere down the line with this new financial software, maybe that becomes an option.
I'm totally with you guys that if I get a double bill, I'm like, I can't pay that. And then have to remember in 3 months to write that check. So, much as I like the savings as well, I think it's questionable.
Any other?
No, go ahead. Any other conversation out there or up here? Or is there a motion?
It would be my recommendation that you stay as is.
And I would second that.
Yeah, I don't even know if we need a motion for that, right? But I guess we can.
Well, we
I
probably
think it's a
should.
good idea.
All right, so we have a first and
I'll
a...
make a motion that we do not go with biannual billing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now we can move on to that curb cut at Cooper Hill Road. I just wanted to get to Cooper Hill, but the materials are here. I assume the appropriate approvals from everyone are on hand.
Unsigned. Would you like to explain it a little bit?
It's a curb cut for, what is the address? Across from 424, they're looking at a proposed,
So it's extra parking for the trustees of reservation on their property.
Cooper Hill Road,
yeah,
proposed area marked out.
A 30 by 25 foot parking area, so basically enough for 2 cars. I'll make a motion that we accept the curb cut permit.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have a highway garage update as the next item of business on here. We met last week and went through some plans for the second component and also have some numbers in. I'm not sure if we have a lot to report back other than we have some follow-up meetings and some additional information, but we are looking at the possibility of being able to do the two parts of the project together, and that's seeming likely, but there's a little bit more information gathering before there's much probably to share with people. Or do you feel that there was more out of last week's meeting?
I think phase one is very close. You made a list of some of the things that you didn't like. It was sent over today to the designer and project manager, and hopefully they'll respond, and at the next meeting, you can be satisfied with what's happening, at least with what we call phase one, the renovation.
No,
Nothing else to weigh in on? All right. So I guess we can move on to the next point, which is a discussion and possible action regarding rental of storage unit for highway garage project.
Skipped one. 9.
Yeah, but this is 8, right?
No, 8.
Oh, my fault. I thought
Oh,
I went
phew.
Keeping you honest.
So the highway department, the highway superintendent, said that they need a storage unit to take some of the stuff that's in the building and store it somewhere while they're doing the work. There's all that shelving, and some other components that need to just be tucked away somewhere. So they contacted the store that has a place here and at the business park in Canaan. And the only unit available is in Canaan for $225 a month. We can have RW, who we rent a container from now, bring one and they'll park it right on site out of the way for $217 a month.
Imagine
Same
having,
amount of storage?
Yes.
I would assume that having it on site would be much easier than having to truck everything to Canaan and bring everything back, and it's a hair cheaper, so I'd make a motion that we approve it.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next item on the agenda is a town administrator position update, and I believe we've posted the position and it's online. As everyone in the room probably knows, we're going back out to look for a town administrator because we're just too fussy about leaving behind the person we have with us currently. But please get the message out there as much as you can. I mean, I think that we're hoping that we'll see a new round of candidates. There have been some other positions opening and closing within the region that might change who we're seeing. I think we have one submission already.
I think we have 3.
Do we have 3? Oh, you said you had the one today. All right. Next, we have the possible action and discussion regarding an MCCA grant, which is relating to transportation in the area. And maybe you want to walk us through a few of those details.
So it's through the Mass Council on Aging is offering a grant for a new service that we don't currently offer because they won't give funds for a program that we already have. So the thought was possibly to apply for a grant that would give the transit program in Great Barrington $25,000 to have a van dedicated to Sheffield for seniors or people with disability issues for evenings and weekends.
So this would work in conjunction with what we currently do through the senior center. It's the idea of it would be supplemental to that.
Correct. The issue that I see with the program, and I've asked, is if there's a van that's just dedicated to Sheffield and they're not getting calls, is it possibly just going to sit there and then next year the funding will go away and you already paid $25,000, this would be another $25,000 on top of that if the program worked, or you'd have to discontinue it. So it's due in 2 days, I think, 2 or 3 days.
And we also have the possibility of people using transit from Great Barrington currently
Yes.
in these off hours as well. So this would really be about extending that and focusing on a specific community within town.
Correct, and there would have to be some discussion on whether, a citizen who was not a senior citizen or did not have disability issues, whether they'd be allowed to use that, because it is through the Council on Aging with those parameters.
It seems to be a little bit of duplication of service also.
And I also think that this,
Well, we already support the microtransit,
Right.
which,
and actually we've asked Microtransit to sort of gather some data over this next year about how we're supporting that and how it will potentially shift, grow. And so I feel like we almost have one program in place that we're kind of analyzing how it's working for us. This would be adding another component.
I'd make a motion not to go ahead with the grant at this time.
Second.
All in favor of not moving forward on the grant?
Aye.
Aye. Any board member items? Pat?
I wrote down a couple. The Sheffield Times has the Dewey Hall schedule with an event on May 24th, and our farmer's market starts this Friday, just to get the community out there. And the Sheffield Times has that full schedule, if you don't have a copy yet.
Great. Any news from the town administrator? How about public comment? George, you want to go first? No, all right.
Bonnie Silvers, 15 Bow Wow Road. Just to let everyone know, the three remaining members from Sheffield of the Select Board, Art Pataki, Julie Hannum, and myself, met with the Select Board today. Together, we form the appointive authority based on our regional agreement, and we'll be putting out an advertisement to convince some people that they really would love to be on the school committee. It is less than a 2-year appointment. It's still filling Dennis Sears' position. So if you know anyone who would be willing to join us, please, they'll have 10 days from the posting to apply. And secondly, I wanted to thank the Select Board for our meeting today. I don't know, Julie, if you would agree, and Art's not here to agree, and Beth, but you brought to our attention certain things from the community that maybe all of us haven't been aware of. And I think the fact that there's the different perspective, we benefit from it working that way. And we discussed the possibility on a regular basis of possibly meeting twice a year to continue this discussion, not just with Sheffield, but with all 5 of our towns. So I wanted to thank you for taking the time and the honesty.
Thank you, Bonnie. And I'd love to reiterate something relating to what Bonnie said, which is just that one of the advantages of this position being open is that the person doesn't have to be elected. They can be appointed, which is normally an elected position. So if there's somebody that's interested in this position, it's a nice transition in to spend a little bit less than 2 years on the board and understand whether it's something you would then subsequently want to run for.
Thank you, Lee.
George.
George O'Lane, Foley Road. Several meetings ago, I asked about a tree on the Legion property about coming down. I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Dave's been there with the tree company, and they're talking about the price for the
Okay.
tree.
And the other thing is, on Memorial Day, we'd like to borrow this podium if we may, and I'll pick it up Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Donna Parsons, 645 Berkshire School Road. I've given all 5 towns a petition with almost 200 signatures and all the bullet points that's going on at our school district. I am stressing to you guys to please help our family and help our community. Allowing another bus company to come in would be the biggest mistake. With the other bus company, does not have enough drivers, doesn't have a garage, within the state regulation, 10-mile radius of our school for an emergency evacuation. We had a few years ago an off-campus evacuation, and Massini's was able to get all their buses there to safely get the kids off campus within minutes. I do not feel that that our superintendent in the school committee is not upholding their duties that they are supposed to be doing. Our superintendent is one of the highest paying superintendents in the county. And we only hold 600 something students in our small little school. So please, take it to heart. to what I'm saying, and I'm speaking for everyone in the community, the families, the children, that need this bus company. We've gotten some of our school committee members talking out in public, saying that the parents don't care who the bus company is, but that is not true. These parents are relying on us. There's no way that this other bus company can do what they want, what they say they're gonna end up doing. They have a designated drop-off and pickup, which is going to interfere with the families, with the young children that are gonna have to leave work to go pick up their children to bring them home. With the service they got now, it's door to door. Sorry. Yeah, I'm losing my train of thought. Sorry. The chairman of the school committee says he had no idea what was going on, but that is not true. He works for this bus company, and he should not even been able to be in the room when this decision needs to be made. It's a conflict of interest. And when the chairman, after the cameras were put away, and to come and approach me and say the things that he said was totally unprofessional. So please, I am asking for your guys' help to fix this problem. Like our school logo shirts say, one team, one family, one community.
Thank you very much for sharing that, and we will take it under advisement. That said, is there anything else, or is there a motion to adjourn? Julie, oh my God, all over the place, all out of my line of sight.
I'm just sliding in with a new hat. I'm on the steering committee for the Sheffield Farmers Market, and Patrick, was kind enough to say, oh, the first market is Friday, but I just want to remind people, lots going on. We've got new vendors. There's going to be fresh mushrooms there, as well as meat vendors, all kinds of things. At this kickoff market, Ward's Nursery's donating seedlings, so come to the market table, get your free seedling. Christ Trinity Church is giving away pulled pork sandwiches. Come grab dinner. The church is running the bread oven, so you can even have rhubarb crisp for dessert, and all within, walking distance of this lovely building. So please do come. And with another hat, Old Parish Church is doing a giant community tag sale, and you'll be able to do the early bird admission and take a sneak peek of all the really fine stuff. And there's some beautiful things that are coming in. A couple of folks we know have either moved from the area or deceased, and household products have come. We've got some really, really lovely stuff that we would love to get back out to the community. So yeah, 3 to 6 p.m. show up Friday, center of town. Thank you.
You had me at pulled pork, so you didn't need to go any further, but thank you very much for sharing that. Kathy?
So this is actually related to an earlier item. The conservation restriction on the land that the trustees applied for the curb cut on. So they're creating a little parking lot there so that people can easily use the trail that's there, and also so hunters, when they come in, can be able to use that. And I was coming tonight actually to ask, we almost have a final conservation restriction, and I wanted to find out from you guys if you wanted me to get that to you now. It just has one more level of legal review at the state to go through, or if I should wait until we have that final one to get to you, because I know you like to have, more time with it, but it is something that we would probably be coming to you your first meeting in June for signing, so I didn't know if you'd like to have that now, and then we would get you kind of a track changes version when we actually bring it to you for signing.
I think final is probably fine, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. And Patrick, this is just so everybody, the property that we're talking about, since you weren't here at the last one, it's these 3 parcels here.
Gotcha.
And there's one of these for everybody. So the parking lot is actually right there. You're probably highly familiar. And so yeah, so that's those 3 properties there are the conservation restriction. Yeah. Sorry. I should have brought another one. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? It's a quiet evening. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, everyone.